Welcome back to Rowan Kaiser's Let's Play of Crusader Kings 2, starring the Count of Antwerp, now the Duke of Brabant. In the last installment, things got a little crazy. The superpower kingdom of Lotharingia broke apart, including letting my Duchy of Brabant become independent, as well as the Kingdom of Burgundy. I also managed to take the Duchy of Guillory, which I still don't know if I'm pronouncing it all correctly, but this Duchy, Guillory, from the Danes who had taken it in a holy war, and then I took it in my own holy war, and then my Duke died, and I decided that that was the next place to end my game and move on. So this is a brand new Duke. I need to adjust his council. Then I need to deal with this potential revolt from my younger brother. And he's still going to revolt regardless. He is my marshal, and he's a good marshal. So, I'm not really certain. I don't particularly want to assassinate him or the like, but that may become necessary. I could give him another county, but then he becomes even more powerful should he rebel. On the other hand, since these counties have recently been conquered, I'll have 5 years before they actually become useful. So, with 45 I need to give him 2. Find another way to give him a 5% boost. Which I don't really see here. There is maybe one way. Send my heir there. And now grant him Guillory. I can give him the barony of Montfort as well, should he become a problem again. Alright. That turned out okay. I have a pile of money, so I'm going to burn it on some upgrades. wide range of alliances from my last Duke, so I may have to engage in them. It'll also be a decent way to test my strength against the local kings. Sorry. I am playing with the HIP mod, which includes the Project VIET event system. You know, maybe I should just let this guy rebel while Gallery is useless. Whip him. King of Burgundy is a good match. Let him rebel, whip him, and then free him so he likes me more, plus I get the rebellion bonus. Or the crushed rebellion bonus. I am going to need to take on Upper Lorraine. Well, I don't necessarily need to, but I would very much like to, in part, to pick up Valenciennes and Brussels, which I have du jour claims on, and also because they are kind of taking over whatever kingdom this is supposed to be. Maybe it's just Upper Lorraine and I wouldn't care about it anyway. Oops. Frisia should perhaps be my goal. But even that is being incorporated, so I want to destroy Lotharingia. I don't want that name sticking around for the rest of the game. They appear to be being attacked pretty heavily, so I have a claim on Holland. I should make a play for that. I also should have enough money to hire mercenaries. Yikes. Where did that army even come from? Let's see if I can get that army from Brittany into my lands. I don't know why they're focusing on me. I just got captured. I probably should have left with my family. Wow. Now I know that I'm not ready to take on Upper Lorraine on my own, even though I appear to be clearly ready. France is a mess. I really need to become a king in order to change my laws. So that I can get larger armies. Now, have a major alliance. to help either. Burgundy or Upper Burgundy. The Swiss band managed to take up pieces of Upper Lorraine here. This would be a good way to pick up. No, she's not my first wife. I wanted to actually pick up Frisia. Princess of Saxony is a good alliance. Into another war with the French and everybody. Appears that maybe I should help the war in Burgundy if I want to keep my alliance, then actually expect that the rebels might start winning. Apparently my strategy for this section is have an army run around. Well, so much for my alliance. But that was a battle that I probably should have won, so just bad luck. Eventually it'll come back to me somehow. Me and Saxony against Lorraine, and France is not terribly likely to end in victory for my side. But Lorraine is making a play to get Burgundy back after the rebellion. Oh, this is interesting. The Saxons have taken over Jorvik. This Kingdom of Mon has an icon bigger than the actual island they rule. regardless, there's no real point in me trying to help Saxony here. France being a little stronger is not a major problem for me. The former kingdom of Andalusia has apparently been totally destroyed. I believe it got absorbed into Aragon. Yes, a split between Aragon and Andalusia. Hello. Now I can join in the fun. Like the King of Burgundy. Shit, why not join every war? Maybe they'll like me more and will join my war. Even odds. Yes. Franconia just absorbed East Francia, so I am going to try and fabricate elsewhere. I still think I can take France. Now Brittany can come join my armies. Then I probably should be able to take on Burgundy directly. Another war. Going to go link up with that army. Now he is a good match for the Duchess of Frisia, because then any child of theirs should be his heir and incorporate into my kingdom with no problem. Fine. Unlanded sun. Give you the barony. Why not? Something that I often seem to end up doing in Crusader Kings 2 is when I get those extra baronies, I end up passing one, excuse me, end up passing one to my heir in order for him to maintain the prestige, have something of their own, and it bounces back to me, and it's not so powerful that they might try to attack me to get more successfully. It's sort of like training wheels. No. I just have all kinds of enemies. And I'm going to lose this war. I do have the money to hire mercenaries, but I don't think I have the money to hire the 5,000 plus mercenaries that I would need. Yeah. Let's see if we can get a white piece. Excellent. I just need to rebuild my armies in order to beat these adventurers. Should happen in a few months. Or I can just hire the mercs. Or I can call in the King of Navarra. I don't even remember that. Does anybody like me, or do they just like him so much more? I guess I did send my sister off to marry him. Alright. How are things in the world? Oh, they have the Teutonic Order. Need to convert Denmark. Norway seems to have maintained its Catholicism. Holmgartner has moved. The former Rus are really expanding. The winds are starting to convert. Surprised there aren't more holy wars going on to the east. I guess the Catholics are just more interested in killing each other. Aquitaine is rebuilding, which I believe is an ally of mine. Nope, he came out of nowhere. That's a problem. And this is just a disaster. Spain, get your shit together. The Reconquista does not appear to have made things any more stable. Still even a few Muslim rulers around. Persians are getting powerful. And the Bulgarians are encroaching on former Byzantine lands. But I have to deal with these assholes. Where'd I get all these prisoners? Significant manpower advantage. Just need to collect my troops and get them connected safely. I think I would rather be zealous than stressed. That is a good way to make some money. I need to rebuild my armies. My king wants to approve a stewardess. Or my duke. Stewardry. Fine, whatever, you can go free. And I have just lost my ally in Navarre, who are even my allies, Saxony and Brittany, and the Knights of Santiago. Not that that's a terrible collection. Still Norse. That is a reasonable ambition. Did he attach? There he is. While this map is gorgeous, my usual ability to play Crusader Kings 2 on the main map does not appear to work well with it. Still, this map is also gorgeous, so that could be worse. But yes, Spain is getting its shit together, as Portugal. Chancellor brother of mine is pretty useless at fabricating. Although in 30 years I should have Frisia, so there's that. So he has decided to start a faction instead of merely being ready to rebel, even though the net effect is the same. Whatever, brother. Huh. The Italians are restless. Now, who are your allies? East Francia, Franconia, Bavaria. East Francia I can clearly take. It's a rump state. Franconia has its own issues. I think I am going to make another play here. Seriously? Maybe I'll get super lucky. It's a lot of money. Saxony already have the alliance. Aquitaine used to have, but I lost. Good. Lotharingian county's still there. Might as well grab it since I put all my troops there. Now I can just let the Saxons lead me around. Did I change my army's leadership? Need more children? Not really. I could sure use a new chancellor. Dear new chancellor, would you like barony? Yes, you would. If you were my heir, that would be great, as diligent is one of the best traits in the game, but what is up with France? Bavaria is a powerful ally, but hopefully they don't care enough to go anywhere. This appears to be a situation where the Upper Lorrainian, well, they're still Lotharingian in my eyes. Sure, whatever, I don't care. Marvelous. Where the Lotharingians have lost their armies, and yet they're still fighting the war out of stubbornness. So I cannot win the war quickly because I cannot find the enemies to kill. Instead I just have to do siege after siege, even though that doesn't help me. It definitely doesn't help that. Just give me the county. Oh well. That's a big problem. Control the bishopship of Hardwick. Let's see if you like me now. Good. Appears that the Civil War has engulfed Europe. French are now engaged in one. Oh dear. My Saxon friends might lose one. They did lose. So that'll add another dozen years more to the war. I don't even know if anyone knows who they're fighting anymore. Excellent. Well, I doubt I'm going to go to another major war in 5 years, so that's worth the gamble. Definitely worth the gamble. Now, my lands are all connected. To give you my chancellor. I suppose that was a bit of a mistake of giving the county to a chancellor. Whatever. Alright, I am going to take a momentary break. We shall return. Okay. Break is over. Now my big question is whether I should go after East Francia, because I have a claim on Cleve. That war looks to be about over, so I would probably have to face the full brunt of East Francia plus its allies. The allies are the more relevant consideration. I have allies that might go against them, but... Oh. Oh my. That is a relevant consideration. I believe the Duchy of Lower Lorraine is a king level. Rank in this mod. This would be a good way to test if I can beat East Francia. Anyway, I believe that Lower Lorraine is a king level rank in this mod, which would allow me to start distributing duchies and basically be a lot more stable. I'm just going to raise the vassal levies for now. Because I would rather my personal levies have the chance to rebuild. Yikes, that's a name. I suppose this is what happens when my culture switches to Dutch. So it seems pretty clear that I can wipe the floor with East fucking Francia. They don't appear to have powerful allies. Oh, Venice. That is a pretty powerful ally. Not enough, though. So it's whatever war is going on in Cleve ends. I am going to go after East Francia again, because I feel like they can be knocked out even before they manage to get allies in. It would be nice of me to give the title to the kid, but Jesus, this guy just never stops. Going to have to risk it. Denmark appears to have converted. Norway has fallen apart. Holmgardner is just a mess all around. Sweden's gone. Turkmen seem bigger than they had. My old allies in Tuscany have broken free. Good for them. Hungary is beating all of those kingdoms. Whatever war was going on in Cleve is over. Cleve will soon be mine. Is Saxony not able to join me? Truce. Obviously. That might make things a little bit more complicated, but I think I've still got this. I've definitely still got this. Defenders. One defender. Ooh. That is a crusade that I can probably join and possibly win. You know, once I clear out the people who might need to benefit from it the most. Oh dear. That's a bad combination of battles, but I've just won the war, so... This guy has quite the combination of titles. Maybe I could swing a white piece. Ugh. Well, that was somewhat ridiculous, but I suppose it was a three-way war, so... Again, that's my alliance with Saxony too. Which even is the king of Castile. Castile is not powerful enough to go for. Bithynia, she's only 11. She's both creepy and useless. Aragon, France, which I believe I'm currently at war with, but whatever. participating in this war. Merely waving my flag. The choice is depression or winching. That's kind of cute. Fuck the pain away, my king. He's still at war? Brother of mine is kind of a cocktease. Promises to rebel. He promises to start a faction. Nope. How is... I suppose they just came of age and actually had the marriage, so all I need is one kid. Or one grandkid, as the case may be, and then Frisia will be mine. Eventually. I was going to join that, wasn't I? Conversion isn't going so great, but it'll happen eventually. Or with the Teutonic Order? What even is... Of course, I no longer want to go to war with France, since now I have an alliance with them. No longer do with Saxony, so... ridiculous war. I just want to claim my duchy. should be able to handle that just fine. Yeah, that's pretty much the victory there. Oh, I guess not. Waste of a marriage. Married to a king, can't keep his throne. Bulgaria seems to get bigger every time I look. Not that that's a huge deal for me now, but eventually it will be. Perhaps. So much for Gascony splitting Aquitaine in half. Now I'm all extra known as the Great. I have a kingdom. Hey, fuck you. People in my kingdom want to give it over to the former owner. I say no. All of you seem to be the same. I definitely do not want external inheritance. Norway is gone. Guess that was a fast war. Someone really needs to put East France out of its misery. Still no kid, huh? Gonna need you to have a kid. Duke of Limburg. When do they get a vote? So now, if I give him the Duchy of Guillory, giving him a lot more potential power, at the potential cost of, well, that is the cost. He can still rebel, with the potential benefit that he won't rebel for a while. Being a king is hard, even when you're a Duke King. Aquitaine continues to slowly reclaim its lands. I don't know what this mod does about the potential Seljuk invasion. So there's still the Abbasids. Join in the war. Ooh. I guess the war's over. I guess I am allied to a leper. This is very bad news. I guess not as bad as it could be. Leper. That's fine. Just depends on who dies first. suppose it will all be mine eventually. Portuguese are trying to take over Iberia, but well, that's nice. I don't know what exactly that means. Did someone build a church? Wait, is this the ill ruler? This is the guy. Oh dear. This is the guy who had Burgundy, lost it. It's still lost, but now he has Lotharingia. I'll take it. Except that now he's no longer my ally. Oh, I suppose he is. Brother-in-law. I am no longer allied to France. We claim on the Duchy of Tuscany. Alright, so with another king dead, and now, well, they're not officially a king, they're close to a king, they're at king level. I think it's a good time to pause for a bit, take stock, upload. I have achieved independence, maintained independence, and moved to a king level duchy, although I have vassals champing at the bit, particularly my ambitious uncle, the negative 87. It's not terribly good. Saxony continues to hold much of Central Europe. They've lost some of their French possessions, but they have gained huge chunks of England. England seems to be relatively stable, possibly because they are united in hatred of the King of Man, Mon. The Kingdom of Norway has utterly collapsed. It appears they were not ready for Catholicism. While Kingdom of Holgardner, which had taken over Sweden, is imbalanced. Denmark is converted to Catholicism. It looks like it's mostly completed. The Winds are starting to get some Catholics. Ruthenia made a play for a huge chunk of the Ukraine and southern Russia, and now they've converted to Orthodoxy. So things will get especially interesting there. They may have trouble if they cannot maintain an alliance with the Bulgarians. Byzantines are torn apart by civil war. Tuscany has achieved freedom. Spain is just an utter disaster, but it's largely a Catholic disaster, except for this one little bit of Castile. Africa continues to be thoroughly too chaotic to of any narrative that I can tell. Sorry, from afar. The Abbasids have split between Mesopotamia and the Caliphate in Egypt and Syria. Iraq appears to be split particularly. And that seems to be about it. I'm not sure that things are entirely stabilizing for Europe, but they are certainly stabilizing for me. As long as I can maintain my king's position, I will soon annex Friesland. As soon as both he and his wife die. And that should give me a massive upper hand in perhaps creating a Holy Roman Empire, but at least creating a huge stable chunk that can go toe-to-toe with anyone local. So, I will see you next time. That's all for now.